Hi, it's Jerry with I Love RV Life. I'm continuing my pursuit of looking for products that are both soft starts for my air conditioners when I'm on a generator or a 30 amp connection. Also has energy management and has surge protection. And this is the physical install model of Active Control's ACS50W. This is a 50 amp model. I am looking forward to getting this installed in our Montana. Hi, it's Jerry. I'm always looking for very innovative solutions for the power of our Montana fifth wheel. This fifth wheel is a 50 amp connection model. I'll go more into that as we go into this video. But one of the things that I want to make sure that we do well is protect this asset. These fifth wheels and many of our RVs that we're all traveling in are very, very expensive. And we want to make sure we protect them and we're able to utilize all the features and functions and appliances and so forth that are installed here. One of the challenges with these 50 amp models, especially when you're connected to a 30 amp connection, that could be at a state park or that could be one of these 3,500 watt generators, is being able to efficiently run your air conditioner. And one of the things that's very, very important is to use something called a soft start. What a soft start does is prevents that surge or significantly reduces the surge when the compressor cuts on. Now, these air conditioners typically run in the 10 to 11 amps. That's well within the budget of a 3,500 watt generator. But and this is big. You can have a surge that are in the 50, 60, 70. I've even seen some of these air conditioners generate a 100 amp momentary surge that can run for 1 to 2 to 3 seconds. And what that does is blows the breaker on that 30 amp connection at the state park or shuts down the generator, and you can never get that generator to level off to where it can meet the demand of the air conditioner. Once you get past that surge, then the generator will run fine and run on that 10 to 11 amps that the air conditioner requires. So these soft starts can reduce it by 50%, and it's very, very substantial to give that generator that ability to be able to level off when that air conditioner cuts on. But there are other devices out there as well. Again, you may have seen this video that I did recently from Active Control. This is their ACS50 model. This model that we just recently tested had their advanced software features, and it worked flawlessly. Its sister product to this, it was also a 50 model, we have been using for well over a year, and it has worked flawless, allowing us to run our air conditioners, allowing us to be able to look at our energy management, as well as that very, very important surge protection, that if a lightning strike is nearby, making sure that all the electronics that are inside of our fifth wheel, TVs, refrigerator, microwave, etc., do not get damaged. And it worked very, very well. We had some pretty close calls out there as well. Now, today's video is for this. This is the same model as the ACS50W that I reviewed earlier. That was a portable model. You walk outside, you plug it into the pedestal, plug your 50 amp connection into it, and there you go. But this is a physical install model. This will be installed inside the fifth wheel between the power panel and the connection that goes outside, and it is permanently installed, so I don't have that unit on the outside. This works great for those that are full-timers in a location, or you're in an area where you just don't want to fool with a portable, or there's security issues that you're concerned about using those devices, even though they've got the ability to be able to lock them to the pedestal. This is less trouble-free to where you don't have to deal with, plugging, unplugging, and having that device installed on the outside. Now, the challenge to this is it does have to be physically wired into your fifth wheel, physically wired in there, and that's not something that the average person will be able to do. I strongly recommend, I mean, if I could underline and put this in bold and make it even in red, I strongly recommend that if you are not an electrician, then you hire an electrician if you're considering installing one of these in your RV, that you use an electrician to do that for a number of reasons. One, to prevent any harm coming to you if you're not familiar with this, and number two, make sure it's installed properly so that it works and it does not cause any damage inside your fifth wheel. So it's very, very, very important. Fifth wheel, Class A, Class C, anything that you might have, pull behind camper that is a 50 amp model. Now, let me share with you just what this does. It will reduce 50% or more of the demand that comes from your air conditioner. Again, you could be running other devices that's in your camper, in your RV, and then that generator comes on, and depending on what AC, not these lights and these types of things, not the things that's pulling off your battery, but you could have a TV going, you could be using a computer, you could be using various other devices. That air conditioner would cut on, and then boom, you blow the breaker or the generator shuts down. Or even worse, you can never get the generator to run, as I mentioned earlier, just because the surge demand was more than what that generator can operate. And I'm going to show you that once this is installed. We'll experiment some, we'll turn on various devices that are in here, we'll use our 3500 watt generator and just see how that performs. So it's the portable models, I'm assuming this is going to be the same. This is supposed to have the same electronics and features as the plug-in models have, so we'll test that. This also has two independent circuits. Now let me explain the 50 amp circuit. A 50 amp circuit has what they call an L1 and an L2 leg. Even though they call it a 50, each one of those legs has 50 amps of power coming from the pedestal of your campground. Or if you're using a 3500 watt generator, that's going to be 30 amps. You're going to combine that 30 amps and feed both of those legs. So that lets you know what this actually does. So this is very, very important. And then even more so, if you're plugged into a 50 amp connection, it will serve both of those legs. Now, the reason you want this to be able to do that is if you have two air conditioners as we have, it gives you a soft start on each one of those legs, and that's very, very important. So you can buy soft starts, but if you want to physically install those on your air conditioner, you're going to have to spend that money and that installation cost to install those on each one of your air conditioners. We have one here in the front, we have one back in the bedroom. I don't have to do that. That's all self-contained in this unit. Two independent circuits. This also has a Bluetooth capability. There's a QR code that's located here. There's QR codes that's located here where you download the app, and then you register this unit with the app, and you can manage this device once it's installed. And I'm not going to physically have access to this. It's going to be behind a wall. I can take my Bluetooth app and I can control this from my phone, my smartphone, without having to physically touch it. There's no buttons on it or any of that anyway, so you have to use that as well. So that's very, very important. And then again, I mentioned it has both energy management and surge protection. So the surge protection is 5,250 joules. When you look at most of your plug-in models, this is much, for most of these devices, is much higher. I've seen as much as 30 to 40% more surge protection capability within these units than I have on some of the plug-in models. It has an over voltage limit of 132 volts. It's rare that I see that in a campground, but what I have seen and have experienced is under voltage limits. This has an under voltage limit of 103 volts AC. And that's very, very important, because if it gets lower and you're trying to run your air conditioner or trying to run a residential refrigerator, you can damage it. So at 103 volts, this will shut off. Now, I will also mention this. It does have a software feature in this unit. If for some reason you're having little bumps in that level of 103 volts, and let's say you have pets on the inside of your RV and you're out traveling and it's 110 degrees outside, and you want to make sure that you're continuing to be able to run your air conditioner so your pets don't overheat while you're out and about, then you can disable that feature. But I will warn you, if you do, you can risk damaging your electronics by not having that, especially your air conditioner. Those compressors are very sensitive to it. But that feature is there, but buyer beware. And again, it has an overcurrent capability of 53 amps. So if you're demanding more than what your pedestal, a 50 amp pedestal, can supply you, this will shut off, and you're required to reset your circuit, turn your power off, turn it back on, or stop that demand, and that will work. Okay, we're going to have this installed. I'll show you some bits and pieces of that installation without crawling all inside the fifth wheel and all those types of things. What that's going to be required by an electrician, I'll ask him to step aside, and we'll get this installed. Then we'll do some tests. I think you'll find this very, very interesting. If this works anything like their portable unit, this is going to be a great addition to our Montana. Let's get this thing started. Okay, the electrician has left. We did have to take the wall down here, and all this wiring, oh my gosh, you just can't believe. You just can't believe the way it comes from the factory. We're very fortunate. Here's the unit right here. You can see it. It's a little dark. I apologize. But we had a ton of slack from the cable that comes there from the outside, just a ton, and then we're just able to cut that in two and just splice the unit right in. We've got it running right now on pedestal power. We're going to test that first before we hook it up to the generator. It was a relatively easy install. It didn't take long at all. But it took me longer to clean everything out and take the walls down and get it ready for him. Took him about maybe 30 minutes to install the unit. Took me about an hour to clean all the junk out of here. We're up in the bedroom, so I'm going to start with this unit just because I can hear the generator out there. I'm closer to it. All right, let's see what's going to happen here with the app. There we go. One of the things you'll notice here, did you see that? The voltage L1, L2, there was zero sag. That soft switch component that's built into the ActiveStart was just absolutely flawless. So we had no issues whatsoever. Again, this is pulling off the L1 leg. So this one, and then the other unit, I am going to suspect, first time that I've monitored this, it'll be the L2 leg. Okay, let's go down here and let's see if it's going to run two ACs. Wouldn't that be interesting if it'll do that? Let me get me some lights on down here where I can see what's going on. And I remember this thing's only got like 3,500 watts of capability. All right, let's go look at the app and see what the app's going to do. I've got it up here in the bedroom. Let's watch the app. Now, you saw a little bit of a load share, didn't you? Now, one of the things I was excited about was no voltage sag. That's important. Voltage sag is not good for these air compressors. We did see that surge. You saw a bit of a surge that came on, but only about I think it's maybe about 16 or 17 amps. And then look at that. Both of these are settling down very, very well. How about that 3,500 watt generator running two 15,000 BTU AC units? That's pretty awesome. Total 20 amps. I've got about, with this generator, really, they say 30 amps, but I got about 28 usable amps. It starts getting a little wonky after 28 amps. I can turn the residential refrigerator on. We can watch TV. We can do several other things with both air conditioners running. That's pretty awesome. I think 3,500 watts again, two 15,000 BTU air conditioners, and it's hot today. It's 78 degrees. At least we've been working them. All right, that's pretty awesome. Okay, let's get some closing points now, and I'm pretty happy with this. Well, this is a nice unit. This works exactly like what I'll call the portable or the plug-in units. It's the exact same SoftStart energy management system and surge protection. It's just in a non-weatherproof metal box that you install in your bay or on a wall or something like that, wherever you would have room inside your RV. And I mentioned it took me longer to get the stuff out of the bay than it did for the electrician to put the unit in. It was just boom, boom, done. Super fast, very, very easy. Setting it up took minutes, boom, we're off and going again. The nice thing about this now, when we pull into the campground, I just plug in, flip the switch, and I'm good. We're getting ready to do some serious travel starting here in mid-March. About the time you're seeing this video, we'll probably already be on the road. And we'll be traveling off and on quite heavily all the way through December. It's going to be a lot of fun in a lot of different locations. Florida, mountains, North Georgia, mountains, North Carolina, that type of thing. So it's going to be great just to plug this in. Unit works. We're going to be in some heat, and boom, 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 it'll work. And if I need the generator, I can just plug it in, and I've got 100% confidence now it'll do whatever I want as far as these air conditioners and the remaining power it's in here. Super, super, super clean, so I really like that a lot. Okay, first of all, thank you, Active Control. They have been a great sponsor of the channel, just providing units to us to be able to evaluate. I have got a playlist that'll be at the end where I show literally the life cycle of these that I've been doing for the past 2 years. I started with the 30 amp. They've got a 30 amp only model. If you have a 30 amp RV, it's perfect for that. Single soft start built in that. Then I did the first generation 50 amp. Just a couple months ago, I did the second generation with the advanced software 50 amp plug-in unit. And now this is the built-in unit that I have that is going to be just awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so thrilled to have that as just a constant companion in our travel. That's going to be absolutely wonderful. So thank you, Active Control, for providing these ActiveStarts. There's links that I'm providing, some discount codes that are available for you as well in the description of today's video. If you're interested in getting any of the plug-in or the physical installation units that I have, there will be a blog at ilovervlife.com, ilovervlife.com, and you'll see the blog. And in that blog, I'll have full link description sheets and some things you can download if you want some more information about the unit. I just can't tell you how simple and basic it is to use either the plug-in model, or if you get an electrician or you're capable of doing that install, having it permanently mounted in your bay or wherever you would have it is just absolutely incredible. So thanks again, Active Control. I really appreciate you providing this unit, and I hope you found these types of things very valuable. Protect your RV with surge protection, manage your power efficiently with the energy management system, and then the great benefit of having those soft start functions to work your air conditioners for a generator or a 30 amp connection. You just can't beat it. Do this for you guys because I love RV life, and I hope to see you in a campground soon.